Hours late. Who knows when they will arrive with this storm brewing? Ah, the best laid plans of mice and Igor! Must you continually sneak up on me like that? I told you to wait down below until I called for you.
I'm sorry, Doctor. He's the monster. He's getting very restless. The last time he was like this, he broke his chains and tore hinges off the door.
Well, I'm doing the best that I can. Oh, the burden of a reputation. Oh, grandfather. Grandfather. Why did I have to find your laboratory notes and embark on this hideous career? Look at this face, Igor. Oh, look at it from over there, would you? Once I was young and happy, and now my face is lined with worry wrinkles.
Oh, your grandfather Frankenstein was a great man. How often my grandfather Igor has told me stories of how they would work together out at night, cutting criminals down from scaffolds, digging up bodies, cutting and sewing, sucking and sewing, out all night in the muck and the mire, looking for just the right part. He's glad it was not there.
Yes, I know all the old stories too. My grandfather created a monster out of men, an indestructible creature. The only problem is the monster's brain, thanks to your grandfather.
But it was not Grandfather Igor's fault. He couldn't read. How would he have known that the brain he stole from the university laboratory was the brain of a nincompoop?
You should have recognized a comrade.
Oh, I wonder why. It was on just such a night as this that the monster was created. The lightning is his mother, and it gave him the strength of 100 men. Oh, how proud our grandfathers were.
Yes, but enough reminiscing. We have enough problems of our own trying to correct the mistakes of the past. My brain transfer machine is ready. Using the Forrite crystal, the machine spins the brain into 1 billion particles, sends them through the air, and reassembles them in a new cranium.
Wonderful, Doctor. Wonderful. But when do we begin?
As soon as we find the right brain for the monster.
I know where there's a wonderful brain.
You do? Where?
In here.
No. No.
But it's a perfectly good brain, and it's never been used.
Yes, well, Igor, there are brains and then there are brains. I won't discuss it further.
Yes, Doctor.
Now, hopefully, the right brain will arrive this evening. With all this electricity from the storm, we shall have added energy for a perfect transfer. I've advertised this castle as a hotel with all the travel agencies from Berlin to Los Angeles. I'd expected a large supply of brains, but so far, only one group has made reservations. They will arrive tonight, and with everything in readiness, we must use one of their brains. Ooh, I almost forgot. You must no longer call me Dr. Frankenstein. From now on, I am Baron Frankenmeyer. Do you understand?
Yes, Dr. Baron Frankenmeyer. But I've been meaning to ask you, how can we run a hotel with no cooks, no maids, no bellhops?
Well, simple. You will do it.
But I do everything around here. I watch the monster all night. I fix the machine all day. And now you want me to carry tourist baggage and run room service? It's too much. I quit.
Quit? Oh, wait, you don't understand. If one of our guests is chosen for the honor of the brain transfer, then you will be in the perfect position to plant the crystal on him. You know I have not yet learned to focus the rays of my machine, so I have placed one crystal on the body of the creature, and this must be placed on the body of the victim, or rather the subject, whose brain is to be transferred. But I cannot succeed if you do not help me. Do not abandon me now in my hour of need. I shall be lost without my Igor.
There, Doctor. How won't leave you. How can you even think such a thing? Of hard-working, loyal, and lovable Igor.
Oh, very well then. Go make the rooms ready. Our guests should be arriving shortly. It's a group of American tourists. But first, mix another sedative. I don't want the monster disturbing our guests. Use the good whiskey tonight. Perhaps we should be grateful he hid in the brewery last time he escaped. He's so easy to sedate now. But make sure those chains are secure anyway. He's gaining in strength every day, and the brain transfer may be more violent than I had anticipated. And I don't want him running around the countryside mauling the villagers. There's entirely too many lawyers out there nowadays. Oh, do you hear your creation, grandfather? Moaning for relief. I, Dr. Henry von Frankenstein III, shall correct your mistakes. I shall perfect your creation and end the failures of the past. I shall remove the curse of the Frankenstein.
It's ready, Doctor.
Good. Make no delay. Get him quiet as soon as you can. Then make the rooms ready with a nice warm fire.
Yes, Doctor.
Now, if this storm will only hold until they arrive.
Henry, darling,
Ooh,
you look surprised to see me.
Natasha Nobrinsky.
Ah, so you have not forgotten me. It's so nice to see you again. The Carpathian Mountains are so dark and lonely. Like a mausoleum. Don't be silly, darling. Put that away. I am taking treatments at the Van Helsing Health Clinic in Budapest. I drink nothing now but cranberry juice. But I must admit, I have not given up my desire for adventure, excitement, and romance. But what is this? Make reservations for 5. Stop. Julie Stevennacher and family. Stop. Arriving October 3rd. Stop. See the World Travel Agency, Manhattan, New York. Stop. Julie, Henry, what does this mean? Who is Julius Stevennacher and family?
Oh, well, I've decided to go out of the monster business and to turn the castle into a vacation paradise.
Oh, wonderful. All this place needs is some new blood.
Ooh.
It's only an expression, darling.
Well, what are you doing here anyway? I thought I told you last time I saw you I wanted nothing more to do with you or your husband. By the way, where is the little bloodsucker?
I'm leaving blood again. I'm tired of his flying around nights, chasing after some new young thing. He's made a fool of me for the last time.
Well, maybe if you settle down, he would too. Your leaving him is ridiculous, you know that. You two are made for each other. Although not by me. You always go back to him anyway, so why leave in the first place?
It is not ridiculous. I'm tired of sitting at home, waiting for him to draw me a morsel of attention. I will not be the bat in his belfry any longer. My trunk will be arriving shortly.
Trunk?
It's a new one I got in Egypt last summer. It's simply new.
A trunk? But I have guests.
Henry, darling, I don't like to be pushy, but I don't like to be refused anything. If I do not stay, I shall fly around and frighten all of the guests up of your hotel. And there will only be you and me.
Why, that's blackmail.
Of course. Do you still have that complicated with me?
Yes. He has good reason to remember you, too.
It was really harmless, Henry. I was only trying to calm his wrath with jealousy. You would escape with your trickery, and Igor was available.
But Igor? How could Vlad suspect Igor?
I was desperate. I had to take what I could get. And Vlad is so jealous he will believe whatever he thinks he sees. But I assure you, if I do not stay, you and Igor will suffer more than any men have ever suffered.
Oh, very well, but don't mingle with my guests.
I promise to think about it.
Doctor! Doctor!
I know, my little pet. Mine, and you haven't changed.
What is she doing here?
She just flew in for a little visit. Nothing to worry about.
Because of you, I was beaten. The dogs were set upon me, and I was chased over half of Transylvania. I swore.
Black beast! I am not restrain myself next time. Now, beast, show me to my room. And when my time arrives, bring it up.
Welcome to the Hotel Frankenmeyer. I hope your stay will be an enjoyable one. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Baron Henry von Frankenmeyer, your host.
Julius T. Woodknocker here, and this is Mrs. Woodknocker and all the little Woodknockers. My car. Swell joint you have here. Early gargoyle? Say, when we eat, I'll have 2 fried eggs, 2 poached eggs, 2 scrambled eggs, and 2 boiled eggs, and roast beef. Well, medium, overdone, and well done. Do you have any stewed fruit?
Well, I suppose so.
Give him some black coffee. That ought to sober him up. I want to get one thing perfectly clear. I'm here for relaxation and rest. I suffer from a case of nerves and insomnia, and I must have quiet. Quiet!
Pop was really shaken up in Paris. He got caught in the elevator in the Eiffel Tower and had to go up and down and up and down 3 times until they could get him out.
I haven't had such a case of seasickness since Seabiscuit lost his race at Hialeah.
Oh, that's very amusing, Mr. Woodknocker.
Not half as amusing as he thought it was.
Ah, my bitter half. She has all the modesty, poise, and ill humor in this family.
Don't push me too far, Julius. This is no place to air family histories. Remember your nerves.
My wife doesn't think I'm very funny. Say, Junior, how much would you charge to run into an open manhole?
Just the cover charge.
We'll drop in sometime.
Sure.
I guess we cleaned that up pretty good. I don't understand. Neither do I. Don't let it happen again.
Can't we ever go anywhere? On a vacation or even just a night out without you going into these antics? I swear you do this just to embarrass me. Mr. Frankenmeyer.
Oh, you may call me Henry.
Yeah, Henry.
Let's not get too familiar here.
Henry. My husband has been in vaudeville since he was young. Very, very young. Over the years, I'm afraid he's forgotten the difference between reality and play.
To me, reality is a play, or a play is reality, or vice versa. Ought to be a wisecrack in there somewhere, but I doubt it. Anyway, 1 for all for me, and B for you, and 3 for 5, and 6 for a quarter.
I must say you do look rather filthy.
No. My husband is not who you think he is.
I know exactly who I am. I'm an imposter, an impersonator.
Is a continual source of embarrassment to his family. That doesn't stop him. He'll embarrass anyone. Now he claims to be suffering from nerves and insomnia, so the doctor has sent us on this trip for him to recover. Frankly, I think he's been trying to drive me to a nervous breakdown for the last 20 years. I must apologize now for anything that might happen later.
Hello, room service.
Oh, here we go.
Ice water in 318 will how to get there. Oh, you want some? Well, that's different. No, we don't have any ice. This is Coconut Beach, Florida. No snow, no ice. Tell you what, got up some ice. Don't need your ice water.
Well, that's very nice, Mr. Woodknocker. Now I notice that there's only 4 of you.
Hey, that's pretty good. With just a little practice, you can count clear to 10.
Julius, we have had enough comedy for one evening.
What I mean, sir, is that the travel agency wired that there would be 5 of you.
Ah, that'd be our 5th wheel, Mrs. McGonagall. She's out in the car and refuses to come in. She says this place reminds her of something out of a monster picture. Can't imagine why. Ah, Mrs. McGonagall, when you see her, you think she looks like an idiot. When she speaks, you think she sounds like an idiot. Don't let that fool you. She's an idiot. Ruth, go and see if you can get her out of the car. Must have got a good look at herself in the rear view mirror.
I frightened it away.
It must have got a good look at her.
My screaming frightened it away.
I arrest my case. This is Mrs. McGonagall, our traveling companion and housekeeper. And the resemblance between her and an actual human being is purely accidental.
Whatever it was didn't hurt you. Come over here and sit down. You You have worked yourself up into quite a state. With our drive, the storm coming, the long trip up the hill, the looks of this hotel. Really, I think all you need is to rest.
Oh, I'm not staying right in this place. Why, I'd be too frightened to close my eyes. Who knows what might be lurking in the corners or under the bed?
Well, I could say something, but I won't.
I'm sure you will feel differently after you have refreshed yourself.
Yes, now, Mr. Frankenheimer.
That's Frankenmeyer.
Yes, Mr. Frankenheimer. How much are the rooms here?
How much? Haven't thought of that. Would $20 be too much?
$20 to stay in a rundown dump like this? Well, that's ridiculous. Get your bags, we're leaving. Come on, come on.
Now you're talking.
Julius! We have reservations here. If you would like to find a cheaper place to stay in the morning, that would be fine. But we are staying put.
No, you can't go. The road is very dangerous at night, especially with the storm coming. I'm sure that in the morning we could reach an arrangement, or rather an arrangement, that will be agreeable to all of us.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Most people expect to spend money on vacation. Not my Julius. In Paris, mind you, he stormed out of our resort hotel. We walked around the city carrying our bags for 5 hours until we ended up at the original resort hotel.
Well, what's the principle of the thing?
Oh, I'm principled out. I'm tired. Miriam is tired. Junior is... Oh, Junior's run off somewhere. If you want to sit on your bags all night long in the lobby, be my guest. But I'm staying here.
Oh, very well. We'll stay. Everyone, quiet!
Thank you, Junior. Now, where is Junior? Junior? Junior?
Here I am, Mom. Hey, Pop, this place is pretty swell. It'd be a peachy place for a murder.
Oh,
Well, it would.
I will have you shown to your rooms. I will then prepare you something to eat and have it brought up to you. I'm sure you must be famished after your long journey. Wait! This harmless creature is the bellboy. Come out, Igor. Come here. We have some snackies for you. There's a good boy. There we go. Yummy now. Igor, take the nice people's baggage up to their rooms.
Oh, what's that?
Mice?
that sounds like a rather large mouse.
Yes, well, the sound, it echoes through the lower hallways, but don't be afraid. They always stay down below in the old dungeons.
Dungeons? Boy, can I see him, Pop? No.
No, they're all locked and sealed shut, and no one's been in them for years.
Say, mister, does this place have secret passages that lead from room to room?
I don't think so.
Not enough, Junior. We can explore later.
Gotcha, Pop.
Igor will show you to your rooms.
Careful with those bags. They've got all my costumes in them. If you lost those, I'd have to play Lady Godiva. Believe me, I haven't got the equipment.
Walk this way.
He said it, Ruth. I didn't.
And don't you dare!
After the first step.
Not a suitable brain among them. But I suppose I must make do. There's no time to get another. With all this electricity, the energy in my machine should be ready by 11 o'clock. I will give the crystal to Igor, and then he will place it on... which one? The boy? No, too young. But there's Mrs. McGonagall, that gives even me the creeps. Not Mrs. Woodknocker or the girl. Well, that leaves only one choice, unfortunately. Mr. Woodknocker. After we have planted a crystal on him, we will sedate him. And then, at 11 o'clock, my monster will have a new brain! Quickly, Igor, answer the door. Whoever it is, get rid of them. Then keep an eye on our guests. And I don't mean that literally. I must recheck my instruments.
Oh, my! My! Oh, my! Oh! My! My, oh, my, oh, my! Get rid of them, he says. I should have made them carry this up first. They make me do all the work. Fetch and carry. Fetch and carry. But someday, I will get my revenge. They will ask me to do something, and I won't do it. Better yet, if I could get my brain transferred into the body of the monster, I would be the most powerful man on earth. Think of it. My wonderful brain in the monster's wonderful body. That's it. When the doctor gives me the crystal, I'll just keep it myself.
Hello, Mr. Igor.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Fetch and carry. Fetch and carry.
Say, that looks like a mummy case. Who does it belong to?
A guest.
I wonder if there's anything in it. Can I see?
No. I'll get in trouble. And I have enough of that already. Don't touch the box. Leave the box alone. Leave the box. Don't touch the box. Leave the box alone.
Darn. Nothing but a little dirt. Oh well, this place has its possibilities. Now, if I were a secret passage, where would I be? Not here. Aha, the fireplace. There's always something in the fireplace. No. No. Aha! There you are, you little devil. Well, I knew you had to be around here somewhere. Well, I bet there's these to every room in the whole castle.
But I must see the doctor. It's very important, a matter of life or death.
I'm sorry. The doctor is in the middle of an important experiment, and he cannot be disturbed.
But he must be disturbed. I won't leave until I see him. I only have one night left. Tomorrow is the full moon.
The full moon?
Yes, 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 the full moon.
You mean the full moon?
That's what I said. I'm tired of repeating myself. I'm Sir Lawrence Talbot III.
Oh, my goodness.
So you've heard of me?
Yes, but never did I think we would meet.
I'm not a bad one. I have feelings, wants, needs, desire. But when the full moon rises above the mountain, I change into a hairy beast with jagged teeth and a thirst for blood. Now get the doctor!
The full moon? Full moon.
thought you were someone else.
That's quite all right, Miss
I'm Miriam Woodknocker.
Lawrence Tell.
Are you a guest here too?
I guess. Yes, I suppose I am.
I know this is going to sound forward, but do you by any chance play tennis?
Tennis?
I was just going to ask Mr. Frankenmeyer where the tennis courts are. If you play. We could play doubles tomorrow with my father and brother. They're quite good, though. They won the doubles trophy at the Old Mills Country Club last summer. My father hates clubs, especially country clubs. But he says since he paid all that money to join, that he may as well get his money's worth somehow. He plays such wretched golf, he decided tennis would be the best alternative. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dominate the conversation. It's just that I get so tired of talking to no one but my family all day.
Not at all. Your conversation's delightful. Really.
Thank you. I'm afraid it's true, though. I haven't had anyone to talk to since we came on this trip. I don't speak French or German.
Well, I speak English like a native. I've lived in England for many years.
I love England. Its history and all. I'd like to go to London someday. We didn't go there this time because Father was there on tour to play with Mother, shortly after they were married.
Your father's an actor.
Yes, he's a comedian. You know, he's quite ordinary, fun, not too different from most fathers. But when he's in public, he changes into the most outrageous character. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Do you know what I mean? And Mr. Hyde?
Yes, I know perfectly well. When will this torment end?
Are you all right, Mr. Talbot? It's only a storm.
Yes, it's only a storm.
Well, anyway, my mother used to be a dancer in my father's play company, but he made her retire. I think she resented a little and still does. My father hasn't been feeling well lately. Nerves and insomnia, so his doctor recommended a trip. But he hasn't been feeling any better. He gets sick at the mention of a ship, and the ship we were on sat so high in the water that the boat rocked from side to side and stood in the dock.
That's very amusing.
Father didn't think so.
You know, I don't think I've laughed in years until this very moment.
Mr. Talbot, I presume.
Yes, and you are...
Baron Frankenmeyer.
Frankenmeyer? Oh, I see. I must speak with you, Mr. Frankenmeyer.
Well, don't let me disturb you. I hope to see you later, Mr. Talbot. You're so interesting to talk to. Mr. Frankenmeyer, where are your tennis courts?
Tennis courts? Oh, I will have Igor string up a peasant, or rather some netting for you in the garden tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. Talbot.
Please, call me Larry. I'd love to see you again. You make me forget my troubles.
Goodbye.
But where am I going to get a net? Don't argue, just do it. But first, get some of the Gavon, Melvin. Melvin? You know, Melvin? Oh, you mean Melvin!
Still playing with monsters, Dr. Frankenstein.
Don't call me that. It's none of your business what I'm doing. Now, what do you want?
I want a drink.
Igor, a drink for Mr. Talbot. You better get one for me, too. I have a feeling this is going to be a long night. Now, what do you want?
You obviously know who I am. Tomorrow is the full moon.
The full moon?
The full moon? Yes, the full moon! I cannot go through another full moon like the last one. You don't know what it's like to live month after month, year after year, knowing that when the moon changes, no matter where you are, what you are doing, you will change also. Your body racks with agony. You are hunted like a wild beast. You must help me. That girl. I don't dare think of liking or being friendly to her or anyone else, for fear that I shall see the mark of my next victim in the hand. I cannot go on like this. You must help me.
Well, that's impossible. It would take months, perhaps years of study before I could even attempt a cure.
Then kill me, doctor. You do deprivation. I can't live this life.
Calm down. I'll send you down. Perhaps there is a way. It will take time and trial and but there are possibilities. I will strike a bargain with you. If you will help me with my experiment tonight, I will help you.
Anything to be free from this curse.
Once you have begun, there is no turning back. Agreed?
Of course.
Then let us drink to our partnership. To success.
To freedom.
To Melvin? Oh, Melvin! I have something for you!
Now, listen carefully. This is a 4H crystal. It is very rare. It is the key to your future happiness. But you must make no mistakes.
Don't worry, Doctor, I won't. What do I have to do?
Well, I was going to give this to Igor, but a man who is desperate will make sure nothing goes wrong. This is the key to my brain transfer machine.
Your what?
We don't have time for details. You must get this placed on Mr. Woodknocker.
Woodknocker? Isn't that the young girl's
Yes,
name?
the girl's father. He's a little strange. Actually, he's a lot strange. But he is intelligent, and if my experiment works, I can always retrain him as I want. The energy from my machine is focused through this crystal. The brain is changed into subatomic particles and transferred through space. It takes several hours to build up the energy necessary to make the transfer, and once my machinery is turned on, it is very dangerous until the energy is released. It will be ready by 11 o'clock. You must have this placed on the body of Mr. Woodknocker before then. But a warning! If you are still in possession of the crystal at 11 o'clock, then your brain will be in my monster, and his brain will be in you. You have only an hour. Do not fail.
You're going to steal some poor man's brain? I can't. I feel strange. No, it's too soon. The full moon is until tomorrow.
Talbot, I like you too, but really. Talbot? Talbot? Oh. The sedative. Igor, you idiot!
Did you call?
Oh, Mr. Woodknocker.
It's good to see you again. I've no one to blame but myself. Oh, lovely weather we're having. A bit chilly, but it keeps the ice from melting.
Doctor!
Doctor! Why, I am a doctor. Where is the horse? Ah, it's just as I suspected. You are smoking too much.
No, Mr. Woodknocker, it's Mr. Talbot. He's fainted.
Do not tell me. I shall find out for myself. I can do nothing for this man. He has fainted, but he needs a long ocean voyage. In the meantime, I shall be out in the garden. If he should recover, don't blame me.
Oh, but Mr. Woodknocker, it may start raining. You'll get wet in the garden, and getting wet wouldn't be good for your brain. Or your health.
So I get wet. The sun is out. I've got a sunstroke. Remember, I have an incurable insomnia. It's the only cure for insomnia is water. Yes, water. And lots of gin to go with it. But you know I lie awake all night long just trying to think of ways to go to sleep. I used to worry about it a lot. But now I have decided to think about other things. Like, why are seagulls always near the sea?
Well, I haven't the faintest idea.
Because if they were in the bay, there would be bagels. Ah, insomnia is terrible.
The man is crazy. Perhaps I've made a mistake. Now what to do with Talbot? I can't just let the sleeping dog lie. Yes, that's it. I will put you in the coffin until I can get Igor to remove you to the dungeon. Yes, a wonderful plan. Oh, here we go. It's going to be a bigger job than I thought. You're gonna teach me in the morning. Now to get Igor.
Boy, secret passages are sure handy for finding out things. So, this is the wolf man. The crystal. Wait till I tell Pop. He's never going to believe this. Real wolf man.
Mr. Talbot! Mr. Talbot! The first man I meet on this whole trip, and I don't even get to talk to him. I suppose I'll see him tomorrow. Maybe we can skip tennis and take a stroll in the woods. We'll sit under the trees and talk. Oh, Mary, there you are. Have you seen your father, dear? Upstairs in the room, things were going so well. I was talking to him about his behavior. I turned around to say something pleasant, and he was gone. Then he came back in again, muttering something about his costume. He changed and just disappeared before I could say 2 words. I haven't seen him, Mother. Oh, he swears it's his insomnia. But I'm telling you, it's his way of keeping me up all night long. You know, he's one thing. Be crazy on stage. Make people laugh. But it is another entirely to continue his antics off stage. Oh, he's probably out wandering, bothering the other hotel guests or personnel. That reminds me, I haven't seen any other guests. Have you, dear?
There is one man. A young man. He's very interesting and
Oh, where did you meet him?
when I was asking Mr. Frankenstein when the tennis comes out.
Oh, Mr. Frankenstein. He happened to tell you where the bathrooms are, did he? All I have in my room is a bowl and a pitcher of water, and that will not do. Oh, well. I've looked in all the upstairs halls. I'm going to have to look downstairs. Don't stay down here too long, dear. You know there are no lights in these halls at all. The accommodations in these old hotels are atrocious.
Mother, before you go, can I ask you a question?
Of course. What?
Did you love Father when you married him?
Marry him? Of course I did. Very, very much. Oh, you think I don't.
I know you do. It's just the way that you're always scolding him. And the way he's always trying to aggravate you, to make you argue with him.
I don't know how it got started. I suppose we've been doing it so long. We just don't know we're doing it anymore. I bet we look like best of enemies. Really, sweetheart, your father has given me some wonderful years, some terrific memories. Oh, memories. Did I ever tell you that I was working for your father's brother when I met him? I was in his vaudeville company. I was a dancer. Well, that's another story. I met your father there. Your uncle never forgave me for marrying Julius.
But was it love at first sight? Such things really happen?
Well, I suppose a girl can meet a man for the very first time, look into his eyes and know he's Mr. Right. Perhaps
Perhaps you ought to know a little more about your Mr. Black than I know about your father. Less shocks and surprises that way.
Mother, will you do me a favor?
If I can.
Try to overlook a little of what Father does. He may not look so hard to upset you.
Well, it wouldn't be very easy after all these years. All right, if it means that much to you, I'll try. Don't stay down here much longer. It's getting very chilly.
I won't stay out longer. Good night.
Good night, dear.
We'll take a walk in the morning. And we'll have dinner together tomorrow night. And then we'll go dancing on the terrace in the moonlight.
That's it, Carrie. That's it, Carrie. Move the body from this box to that box.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
See, Mr. Talbot.
Mr. Talbot. No!
Well, if you see him, will you tell him Miss Woodknocker is looking forward to playing tennis with him in the morning?
I never have any fun. Nobody ever asked me to play tennis. But when my brain is in the body of the monster, then I will have fun. Making life miserable for everybody else. Now, where is that crystal?
On my dear Countess, you have no idea what a relief it is to find another insomniac wandering the darkened halls of the night, searching for that peace, that relief that never comes. Till it's time to get up, that is.
Oh, darling, I know what you mean. As soon as the sun goes down, my eyes are wide open.
Oh, I love the way you say darling, darling, darling.
Oh, darling,
Yes?
my trunk has arrived.
What's new with an elephant with a trunk like that? It's too small for him, so he sold it for $40. In fact, that's the trunk.
Isn't it beautiful? I bought it in Egypt.
I gypped you too, eh? That reminds me of a girl I once knew. She was fair, fat, and sporty. Her bank account wasn't too shabby either. She reminded me of the Prince of Wales. Not the present Prince of Wales, the former Prince of Wales. And when I say Wales, I mean Wales. Believe me, I know a whale when I see one.
Oh, darling, you're so full of whimsy.
Can you see that from there? I always get like this when I eat radishes.
Would you care for a drink?
Never touch the stuff.
I have a terrible craving for a bloody Mary.
I'll bet you do.
Pop, Pop, I've been looking all over for you.
We'll go check up in my room. And if I'm not there, I'll most likely be out in the garden. I'm for cabbage, please.
But, Pop, this is serious. There's a man in that mummy case, and Mr. Frankenmeyer is really Dr. Frankenstein. And he's trying to steal your brain with this machine that uses a crystal.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why should he steal my brain when he could have it for $32.50, and that includes the tax? Let me smell your breath. Oh, just as I thought, you gotta lay out the lemonade.
But it's true. Look in that mummy case.
Very well, my good man. Oh, let me try that again. You didn't tell me this was a music box. Does it play Home Home on the Range?
It was terrible. The wind blew my window open and I was closing it and his arms on the back to him. He was looking at me with beady eyes and an hideous grin on his face. Then it flew out again. I can't stand this horrible place.
Natasha, I told you.
Don't glare at me, Henry. I have been talking to Mr. Woodknocker all along. If it wasn't me, you know who it was.
What's the matter?
A huge bat flew into my
I
room.
thought it was Mother.
What could have been? You ever seen her without her makeup?
Where is she?
She was arguing with the wall the last time I saw her.
She was looking for the bathroom.
Which way did she go?
Down the hall there.
Down this hall? Oh, this hall can be dangerous if you don't know where you're going. I shall call Igor to look for her.
Well, I'm not budging from this spot.
Igor, what are you doing back there?
What's that? Setting a trap for mice.
Long that story. You've been waiting there to jump out
Quickly, Igor, we must find Mrs. Woodknocker before...
That's rude. What's that?
Mice!
I think your troop can't stand mice.
Quickly, Igor.
We'll go with you, my good man.
No, it's dangerous in the dark. Please, stay up here.
Very well, Junior, let's play cards.
Mother. Oh, this is the worst thing you've ever done to us.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm coming, Mrs. Woodknocker. Well, maybe I'll just wait here.
Got to do something. That man is still in the mummy case.
Who's in the mummy case?
Why, the wolf man, of course. I'd look in there myself, but I don't have any wolf bait. Mr. McGonagall, you do it.
Oh, wow, you know such a thing, Mr. Woodknocker. If there's anything in there, I don't want to see it.
Mrs. McGonagall.
Jen,
Gracious good evening.
Vlad, so my intuition was right.
Natasha, I cannot live without you. I had to come.
A pretty story. I don't believe you.
We can discuss that later, but you must introduce me.
If you insist. This is Mr. Woodknocker. And his son and daughter.
Ah, and this must be Mrs. Woodknocker.
not in your wildest nightmare.
This is my husband, the Count.
Ah, the Count of Monte Cristo, I presume.
Why, no, I am Count Alucard from Transylvania. My castle is in the Carpathian Mountains near the Borgo Pass.
Never heard of it.
Oh, I am sorry, peasant.
I'm not. You ever heard of Cucamonga?
Oh, it's him. Those beady eyes. I know him anywhere.
Allow me to introduce myself to this vision of loveliness.
Those beady eyes must be blind.
I am Count Alucard from Transylvania. You remind me of the beautiful women of my country.
Oh, I am sorry. For a moment, you reminded me of what's quite ridiculous.
Fetch and carry. Fetch and carry. Move the body from this box to that.
She's fainted.
That seems to be contagious.
Henry, darling, look what just arrived.
Henry, you do not look pleased to see me. But after all, you should remember that wherever my beloved little Natasha is, I am not far away.
Oh, George, it was you.
She hasn't been this affectionate since she was this affectionate.
He came out of the darkness, growling and shuffling, and his eyes were blinking, and his arms were stretched like this.
Don't worry, my dear. That's just Mrs. McGonagall sleepwalking again.
Mr. Woodknocker, I've been here all the time.
Miriam, Junior, take your mother upstairs.
Mother.
Talk about your man in the box later.
Man in the box?
Man in the box.
There's a man in the box.
Now they all know, Pop.
Where's my crystal?
I couldn't find it.
Ixnay on the ox bait. We'll talk about that later. You better hop along too, Mrs. McGonagall. Well now, Mr. Frankenmeyer, what's been going on here?
Why, nothing.
Nothing. Do I look like an idiot? Don't answer that. I may look like an idiot, but I'm no dope. You've advertised this place as a quiet, restful retreat. So far, everybody's been running around screaming. I'm not a well man. I've got to take a lot of pills. Red pills, blue pills, green pills, yellow pills, and pills to remind me to take pills. Which reminds me. Take one.
You can't make you take this pill.
Ooh, my golf ball. Wonder what I hit off the tee this morning. Remember, I'm not a well man, and I've got to have quiet.
Why does this always happen to me?
Is that man a lunatic, Henry, or one of your new creations?
He's an American. Igor, get me a drink.
No.
Ah, Americans. I have heard of America. Perhaps we should go there. A fresh new country. Fresh faces. New blood.
And beautiful women.
Oh, my jealous darling Natasha.
Of what do I have to be jealous of? Silly woman who screams at bats.
Natasha, you know that I love only you. You are the moon of my night. Without you, I am an empty shell, doomed to fly through the night, a love-lorn monster.
Monster? Who? I completely forgot about the monster.
He's probably roaming through the countryside, terrorizing the villagers as he used to.
Quickly, Igor, get the shackles. It's almost 11 o'clock. We must have him back here before then. Please, my friends, fly over the countryside and try to find him. Igor and I will search the village and the brewery.
No, darling. I will search the brewery.
Watch out for that three on the left! Oh, even flyers! All I wanted was a plane!
Oh, no! I thought the monster escaped into here. Have any of you seen him? Oh, no! That means I will have to go out and find him. It'll probably take me 10 or 15 minutes, so you might as well have intermission while I'm gone. In the meantime, let me give you a couple of little hints about our theater. If any of you need to use the facilities, you will find them behind this curtain. There are 2 rooms. Each room has a bowl and a pitcher of water. The snack bar is behind these curtains. But you can't get there that way. We ask that you go through these curtains and form a line in the hall at the back of the theater. Now, tonight, we have a special announcement for the owner of the Blazer in the parking lot over here. Please see a cast member after the show for a jump start. I think the battery's dead already. All of you little ones, and all of you who are of medium size, and the few big ones that are here, we have a special announcement for you too. During the intermission, and this is most important, please, don't touch the box! Enjoy the intermission. But remember, if you're going to go to the restrooms or to the snack bar, you must walk this way.
Don't touch the box, Mom.
Julie, where have you been all day? Julie.
I've been exploring, Mom. Where's Pop?
Oh, he's upstairs sleeping. What'd you put up on my life?
But it's 6 o'clock. He's been asleep all day. Can I wake him?
No! You know how furious he gets when he's been away from you. I wonder any of us got any sleep last night. All of that racket going on. Sounded like a steam locomotive pulling into Grand Central Station. And your father, bless his heart, walking in and out of the room every 5 minutes yelling, "Quiet!" I finally got the earplugs.
But the evening hasn't that worked for about 20 minutes. Until the wall started shaking. Oh, this is not my idea of a quiet, restful retreat.
Mom, I've got to talk to Pop.
You're just going to have to wait. Oh, come here. Look to me. I haven't seen anyone all day long. I haven't seen Mr. Frankenmeyer anywhere. Hardly had time to say good morning to Miriam. And that Mr. Talbot had taken her outside, down the hill and into the garden, and who knows where. And that Mr. Eagle, Mr. Mountain Butt. Why, he's been wandering around, making funny noises, and never saying a word, and coming in and out, without so much as to beg your pardon.
Beg your pardon.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I had the most tasteless lunch. You weren't at lunch, dear. Have you had anything to eat?
No, I'm not hungry.
Well, you are still going to have to go upstairs and change into something decent for dinner. You look like you've been playing outside all day.
Mom, can I ask you a few questions about what you saw last night in that hall?
Oh. Your father was right. I'm sure it was just my imagination. You know, the storm and the wind blowing through the window. The lightning. No, it was just my imagination.
Was it about this tall?
Yes.
Was it about this wide?
Yes.
Did it have a high forehead, with a greenish face, and two silver things coming out of its neck? No.
And the arms.
Pop was right. I'm sure it was just your imagination.
Oh, good afternoon, Mrs. Woodknocker. Good afternoon, Junior. You haven't seen the Count, have you?
I haven't seen anyone.
Oh, I couldn't sleep last night with all that racket. And I saw the Count pull a large box into his room. It's right across the hall from me. I've been knocking at his door all day, but he doesn't answer. Oh, you don't suppose something's happened to him, do you?
I think there's something strange about that cat.
Oh, nonsense. I think he's charming.
I think he's a gigolo.
What?
You know, a gigolo. A guy who runs around chasing women for their money.
You mean a gigolo?
That's what I said. A guy who runs around.
I know what that means. I want to know how you know.
Well, I read it in a book.
Well, I think he's charming.
Mr. Frankenmeyer, what's happened?
Oh, we had a little problem with the boiler. Please forgive my appearance and my neglect of you. Have you seen Mr. Talbot?
Oh, he has been outside all day long with Miriam, and frankly, I'm getting tired of words. The skies are so dark, it's going to storm again.
Oh, Mr. Frankenmeyer, have you seen the Count? He's still a guest here, isn't he?
Yes, he is still a guest here, but he sleeps a lot during the day. He's a bit of a night person.
Sounds like hot.
It started to rain again. That does it. I'm going up and waking you, Father. I know there's something wrong. They should have been back by now.
Oh, I'm sure she's all right. And I'm going to stroll in the garden.
How long have you lived here, Mr. Frankenmeyer?
I inherited the castle from my grandfather. Look, don't you have someplace you need to be?
No.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm a junior detective of America. Great next chapter. I find clues and evidence and write them down. It saves time when we're putting things together.
Evidence?
You know, evidence like solving mysteries, murders, robberies, things like that. What's that knocking?
Knocking? I don't hear any knocking.
Are you all right, Mr. Frankenmeyer? You seem awfully nervous this evening.
Wait, no, not at all.
Well, I hear my mother calling. I'd better go.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm terribly sorry.
Not this time as you're going to be. You had me out all night searching for that monster of yours. I come home to my room exhausted.
thing is going right. There was so much energy in the machine when we returned this morning that it almost exploded. It was only a miracle that it didn't. We barely got back in time. I've been working on it all day trying to get it repaired, and now Talbot's gone with my crystal.
Crystal.
Yes, the crystal. It's a critical part of the brain transfer machine. I'm sure I've told you about it. Well, I really wish I had a recording of this. I'm tired of repeating it to everyone who walks in. Anyway, Talbot's gone with my crystal. Igor's acting even stranger than usual, and I can't trust anyone anymore. Except for you, darling Natasha. If you will help me with my experiment tonight, I will do anything to make it up to you. Just help me tonight.
Since you put it that way, how can I refuse? What do you want me to do?
Well, you must get the crystal planted on Mr. Woodknocker immediately. I have repaired my machinery, and it is building energy again. And this time, I have set the automatic control so that nothing will stop it. And at 11 o'clock, it will automatically switch brains. I'll get the crystal, give it to you, then you snuggle up to Woodknocker and put it in his pocket.
So he went over and said, Madam, I am terribly sorry that my son's plate landed on your plate. If it should happen again, I'll get you frozen jam, isn't it? My mother was just furious.
Good evening, Miss Woodknocker, Mr. Talbot.
Oh, hello, Mr. Frankenmeyer. Countess. Have you met the Countess there?
I don't believe so.
Mrs. Countess Nobrinsky, Mr. Talbot.
Charmed, I'm sure, Mr. Talbot. I have heard of you, but never did I think we would meet. Though I must say you seem strangely familiar somehow. As if we hadn't met before.
I've heard of you, Countess, and your illustrious husband as well.
Ah, young people. They were so happy together. I remember what it was like to be young. Well, Henry, I will be back before we are ready to proceed. I must take some exercise. Oh, the children of the night. What beautiful music they make.
I must speak with you, Talbot.
Yes, yes, Miriam, it has been a wonderful day and I shall never forget it. Please remember to wear the herb necklace I gave you. Never take it off.
But it has such glitter, Larry.
I told you, it's a special herb for warding off from evil.
You Europeans are so superstitious.
I know, but wear it anyway.
Talbot?
All right, now, I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh no, we're having dinner together tonight with my family. And then we're going dancing on the terrace in the room.
Dancing in the moonlight!
You men are all alike. Mention the word dancing and you fall apart. Now I'm going upstairs to change and I'll expect to see you later.
Did you hear that? She expects me to have dinner with her.
Don't worry, we have plenty of time before the moon rises. Now, give me my crystal.
I don't have it.
What do you mean you don't have it?
I mean, I don't have it. I woke up this morning, lying on the floor, feeling as though I've been beaten and dragged. I don't have the crystal anymore. I hardly had time to look for it before Miriam and the mother came in.
You find that crystal or I'll see you doomed.
Don't listen to me, Doctor. I can control myself now, but when the full moon rises... Full moon?
If you find that crystal and I'll see you, don't have to worry about that. I have a sleeping potion that will put you out cold for the night. And just to be sure, I will lock you in my dungeon. But you must find that crystal. Time is running out.
I'm not sure.
Oh, Count, your stories are so thrilling. Please tell me more.
Hi, gracious good evening. Henry mentioned we had other guests. You must introduce us, Henry.
Oh, this is Sir Lawrence Talbot III, the Count Alucard, Mrs. McGonagall, and her hat.
Mr. Talbot, I have heard of you.
But never before did I think we would meet.
Yes.
How did you know?
It's written in your script.
Yes. Well, I was just telling Mrs. McGonagall about my castle in Transylvania. You must all come for a visit one day. You will have such fun there in the rugged mountain countryside. The hunting is so exhilarating, with the wolves, their fiery eyes glowing in the night, and flying through the cloudless night sky, over the heights of the villages nestled in the clouds and valleys below.
Oh, you have an airplane? How thrilling. I've always wanted to learn how to fly.
Yes, well, perhaps I might teach you one day. But come, Mrs. McGonagall, let us watch the moon rise above the mountain peaks. It's a wondrous sight to behold. It reminds me of the broken battlements of my castle.
Oh, Count, I'd love to see your broken battlements.
I can't go through with this.
But we made a bargain.
But to steal a man's brain, your master's made from parts of dead men. That's hideous enough. But to steal the brain of a living man...
There is the mistake of the past. A dead man's brain has too much deteriorating tissue. Even when we operate, we damage too many cells. But a complete reassembly of the cells and tissues, think of it!
I can't. I don't ask to be the way that I am. It's a disease, a curse. I don't willfully do this, but you are willfully doing evil.
Oh, evil schmeevil. You think you are driven by a curse? Well, so am I. The curse of the unknown. The curse of the past, preying on the future. Failure is my curse, and I will not fail again. If your heart is so weak at the sacrifice of just one man for the advancement of science.
Advancement of what science? Is it going to save lives? Make the world better?
I'm not going to discuss this further. If you don't want to put the crystal on Woodknocker, I'll do it myself if I have to, but it will be done. You just better find that crystal before it's too late to do anything about your little problem.
Doctor, the machine, it's overheating. All the dials are spinning around.
You've touched something.
No!
Why does this always happen to me? I think I shall go mad. You, get busy. Find that crystal. And you, get away from me, you idiot. Go help Talbot find the crystal.
It's not nice to treat people the way he treats me. I think I need a new master. How about you?
I don't think so. I have enough trouble looking after myself. Besides, Igor, it's your fumbling that got the crystal lost in the first place. You and your drug drinks.
With what I know about you, I would have a fine tale to tell a certain young lady.
Silence, you fool! Breathe a word about me, and it shall be your last breath. Now help me find the crystal!
Find it. Only you.
Looking for something?
None of your business!
We'll see about that, Mr. Igor. Hark. He's the man who was in the mummy case. He's the wolf man. He was with Miriam all day.
Doesn't look too wolfish to me. My son tells me you're the wolf that's been after my daughter.
You must be Mr. Woodknocker.
I was the last time I checked.
Well, how do you do?
Everyone I can, thanks.
In the middle.
Oh, when's this poke gonna stop rocking? Might as well be a drinking fountain. Wake up with a hangover anyway. Oh, where's the portal? I think I'm gonna be... Let's get down to brass knuckles. What are your designs on my daughter?
Well, I like your daughter very much, Mr. Woodknocker.
Oh, I'll sheep the wolf's clothing.
You're very busy. The doctor won't like you.
I'm another country heard from of, and I've seen you somewhere before.
I carried your bag.
I'm not sure I'm seeing you now. I don't want to give you a bum's rush, but put an egg in your shoe and beat it! Off with you! I'm straight! Out of here! I'm tired of your nincompoopery!
But I don't have an egg.
Well, now, Mr.
Talbot.
My son here is known in our neck of the woods as Snoop's Woodknocker, and he thinks something funny is going on, which more than I can say.
Now, Mr. Talbot, if that is your real name, what are you doing here?
I'll ask the questions around here. Now, Mr. Talbot, if that is your real name, what are you doing here? How did I do?
Like a trooper.
Well,
Well,
a likely story. I'll tell you what you're doing here. You're looking for something you lost last night, right?
how did you know?
Is it smaller than a bread box?
Mr. Woodknocker!
Would it fit in that vase on the mantel?
What?
Pop!
That's where you hid it, wasn't it?
Well, what did you have to tell him for?
How did you know where it was?
Well, last night while you were down here gabbing to Mr. Frankenstein, was there a convention here last night? Anyway, whilst you were taking a snooze in that box, Junior pinched the little bottle.
So, you know everything.
I know Junior's side of the boondoggle. What's yours?
Does it really matter?
Certainly! Every public nuisance is entitled to a defense. Just keep it short. I'm only here for a week.
Oh. What can I tell you that your son hasn't already told?
Who says I believe him? He's a good kid and all, but he can only tell the story as far as he knows it.
I've got it all down here in my notebook. He says to Dr. Frankenstein, I can't take it any longer. You must cure me.
All right! I'll tell my own story. Thank you. And then Mr. Woodknocker will walk out that door and you'll never see me again. But you must not tell Miriam. Tell her I have a terminal disease and that it would never work out between us.
I'll be the judge of that.
You may not know me by my real name, Lawrence Talbot, but you have heard of the Wolfman. I'm the Wolfman.
I told you, Pop.
The real wolf man, eh? I've heard of you.
But never before did I think we would meet.
You've been picking up my script.
I never asked to be the Wolfman. I've lived in agony for years, trying to find a cure for just some peace of mind. I came here to see the doctor to see if he could help me.
I told you, Pop.
He said he would help me if I helped him with his experiment. But his experiment turned out to be a plot to steal your brain for its monster using some sort of a machine. And this crystal, he plans to switch your brain with the monster's grandfather created. Ashamed to say that I agreed to help him, but only in the beginning. I want nothing to do with it now.
Well, that's an interesting tale, Mr. Talbot. And that's confirmed Junior's side of the story.
What are you going to do to it, Pop?
Why, you never kick a man when he's down, son.
Here's the crystal,
I don't want to give it to Frankenstein.
but he'll try to slip it back to you when you don't expect it.
Let him try. It'll be a sorry day when I can't bamboozle the likes of him. Besides, I need a little excitement.
But what about your nerves, Pop?
My nerves will take care of themselves. What we need to do is find a way to foul up the machinery around here.
Well, we don't have much time. I heard Frankenstein tell Igor that everything is ready for tonight, and all they need is that crystal. I saw them in the secret passage in the dungeon. I saw that monster, too. That's what Mom saw in that hall last night.
Think you could find your way back down there and throw a wrench into the works?
I'll try.
Well, be careful. And remember, Lady Godiva put all she had on a horse. All we got is you.
Don't worry. I know this place like the back of my hand. Ow!
Oh, we're in trouble. Who all is involved in your nefarious little plot here?
Igor, of course, and myself. I don't know about anybody else.
And what about the Countess and that Alucard?
Alucard is Dracula, spelled backwards. I hear they're extremely jealous and always flirting in front of each other.
I thought she was kind of friendly to me, but I thought it was on account of my charm.
A dreamer, eh?
Is she involved in your plot?
I don't know. If Dr. Frankenstein were desperate enough, he might use anybody. He and the Countess were speaking when Miriam and I came in.
Knowing human nature as I do, I'll say Frankenstein's not going to try anything on his own. I got my money on the Countess. I think I'm going to have some fun tonight.
Should we just come upstairs and dress for dinner, dear?
I'm dressed.
Oh, maybe like that.
Why not?
Oh, Julius. Tuxedos and hair. I just want you to wear one of them.
I bought those 2 monkey suits because they fit and they were on sale. I never said I was going to wear one. You don't have to.
All I ask is that you dress halfway decently. Don't look like something that the cat drug in. Would it be so terribly difficult for you to try to please me just once in a while? Don't you dare embarrass me again like you did on the boat. Mother! Very well, Julius. Wear what you like. I'll wait for you upstairs. Oh, have you seen Junior? He has run off again.
I sent him on an errand. First argument she's given up in years.
She's trying very hard not to argue with you, Father.
Well, what for? What would life be without a little discussion now and then? I'll see you when I see you, Talbot. Now, what are you two looking at? Haven't you ever seen an orange, Julius?
I never realized how much they argued until we came on this trip. Mother just doesn't realize that giving Father an ultimatum will get her nowhere. On the ship, Father refused to wear his tuxedo when asked to dine at the captain's table. Mother refused to be seen with him. So she said, "What's the matter? You liked all my other stories."
Nothing.
Relax. I'm not going to bite you. You had a good day, didn't you?
Yes.
It's a wonderful evening, and we're going to have a wonderful time.
Miriam, I must be leaving this evening. Really, I can't stay.
Leaving? But I haven't
Excuse
told
me,
you
Mr.
why.
Doctor, but I must speak with Mr. Talbot. You don't have time to be flapping those hairy gums. Now, give me my crystal.
Here, have it and go to the devil.
No, don't be Mr. Goody-Goody around me, Talbot. Now, have you seen the Countess?
The Countess? So, that's who you're going to use. I figured it.
Don't bother yourself about it. You've got a little problem of your own to be worried about, and from the looks of you, we'd better hurry. I'll send Igor with the sedative. It shall have to be injected.
Ow!
I'll see you in the morning.
What was that all about?
Nothing. Miriam, do you still have the wolf necklace I gave you?
Yes. As silly as it is. I have it right here.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did have a wonderful day together.
You're acting so strangely this evening. Come over here and look at the mountains. Look, the moon is coming up over the mountains.
Go away! Get off!
What's going on up here? Where's Talbot?
He suddenly turned into a wild man. What's going on, Mr. Frankenstein?
Oh, I can't explain everything to you. After all, you're just a woman.
He has a disease which affects him strangely.
We've got to find him and help him.
And no, he's very dangerous when he's like this.
Well, I'm going to find him, even if you won't. Someone's got to help
Oh,
him.
that's a really bad idea. Oh.
But Natasha, you were really quite innocent. You did not have to swoop down on us like the red bear.
Stay away from me, you flea-bitten Casanova! I'll scratch your eyes out!
Natasha?
Don't interrupt me when I'm arguing, you male chauvinist pig! First chance to get me off with some woman.
Look at this poor creature you are frightened to death.
Natasha, I must speak with you. Here's the crystal. must get them planted on the body of Mr. Woodknocker immediately.
I'm not interested in your silly games anymore, Henry.
Oh, I see. But you can't be mad at Flawed. It wasn't his fault. Mrs. McGonagall was to blame. She was flirting with him, throwing herself out of the little tramp. Flawed was just being polite.
I don't believe you.
But it's true.
Yes, it's true. I am an innocent bystander.
Oh, Count, the things you say.
Innocent. Very well, Henry. I will take the crystal.
Thank you. And remember, I will do anything to make it up to you. But you must hurry.
Leave it.
Yes, of course. Well, one last check of my instruments. We can't be too careful.
What is going on between you two, darling?
Nothing, my sweet. The doctor is doing some sort of experiment, and he gives me this crystal to hold for safekeeping.
He must be very important. He seemed quite anxious.
I haven't the faintest idea what it is for, but he did say it was important. Here, darling, I'll let you take it. You know how I lose things.
It looks like a diamond.
Yes, it does. Keep it close to your heart. Don't lose it.
Just as I would keep you close to my heart. Natasha, you must forgive me for the past.
After tonight, there will be nothing to forgive. My dear is right. Right.
Natasha, I am at your feet.
When you get through with her feet, you can start on mine. If that isn't an insult, I don't know what is. Come on, Natasha, leave this stuffed shirt. Fly away with me. I love you.
Mr. Woodknocker, I don't know what to say.
If I was in your place, I wouldn't know what to say either. Perhaps you could suggest something. As a matter of fact, you do. To me, you suggest a baboon.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry I said that. It's not fair to the rest of the baboons.
You are making me very angry. I am a man of few words.
I'm a man of one word. Scram!
Come, Natasha. You will go, but leave me alone.
What? You still here? Don't look now, but there's one too many men in here, and I think it's you. Come on, Natasha, it's the same old story. Boy meets girl, Romeo and Juliet, Minneapolis and St. Whoa! Don't put that nose in me. I go out. I got it. Touché. Arrivederci. Hasta la bye.
Bye-bye.
How was that, my dear?
That was wonderful, darling.
I took lessons at acting fencing. Alone at last, my dear. Why, you know, I can sit in your lap all night as long as you don't stand up. Eyes, how they shine like the pants in my blue serge suit.
What?
Well, that's no reflection on you, my dear. That's the reflection on my pants. Now you must tell me that you love me. Why, if I had a bungalow, we could go away together. You could be on the inside, and I'd be on the outside trying to get in. Or you could be on the outside, and I'd be on the inside trying to get out. Or you could be outside in, and I could be inside out, and I'll forget it! You haven't heard from me by Friday, the whole thing's on. Will you marry me? I love you.
Mr. Woodknocker, that would be big of me.
That'd be big of me, too. That could be big of all of us.
Why, I've never heard of such a thing. I'm going to tell Mrs. Woodknocker everything I heard. Who I knew you were a cad all along.
I always thought of myself as a Mercedes.
What a strange woman.
She's more than strange, my dear.
What are you going to do now?
Sit in your lap until the moon comes up. Whoop.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know you were busy.
Where did he come from?
From the fireplace, of course, and I do wish you'd go back. Well, now you must meet me out in the garden, my dear. I can see it now, you and the moon. You wear a necktie, so I'll know who you are. While the moon's sneaking around the clouds, I'll be sneaking around you.
Pop, I heard Frankenstein tell Igor he gave the crystal to the Countess.
Well, she hasn't slipped it to me yet, and heavens knows I've given her plenty of opportunities. What about that machine?
I can't get close to it. Frankenstein keeps fiddling with dials and pulling all these levers. What should I do?
Run back down there and wait for a chance to get at it, and I'll try to get Frankenstein up here, somehow.
Oh, Mrs. McGonagall, I just don't believe a word of it. I know my husband can be aggravating and certainly irritating enough, but honestly, he just isn't unfaithful.
Oh, but I heard him and I saw him.
you misunderstood.
Well, if you don't want to take my word for it, I shall leave. In fact, do not pack my bags. I've been frightened by bats and chased by heaven knows what, and for all intents and purposes have been called a liar. I'm going to visit the Count's castle. He promised to show me his broken battlement. Broken battlement.
Well, it's been one fine mess of a vacation. I'm deserted by everyone.
I beg your pardon. I did not realize the room was occupied.
Well, it isn't crowded. Do come in.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Count Alucard from Pennsylvania. You remind me of the beautiful women of my country.
Oh, well, how do you do? I'm enchanted to meet you.
It is I who am enchanted. You have a lovely neck, like a swan.
Oh, I can't.
You shine like the moon of my night, rising above the rugged mountain peaks of my beautiful country.
Now, Count, I really don't think you should talk that way. Why, we just met. I hardly know you.
Such an evening was made for getting acquainted.
Now, Count, you must remember that I am a married woman, and I really don't appreciate such events.
Forgive my fractions, dear lady. I am but a lonely traveler of the night, and you have reminded me of the beautiful women of my country. I am at your feet.
So this is where I came in. You snake in the grass, you toad in the hole.
Julius, what are you doing there?
Getting an earful.
Oh,
But don't worry, my dear. I shall save you from this masher.
don't be so melodramatic. Oh,
Mr. Woodknocker, you have crossed me for the last time. I shall destroy you.
You shall have to catch me first. Ha, away!
stop that.
Ha, Toro!
Julius, stop. Oh,
I got that time. Come on, get up and fight. What are you, a man or a mouse? I know. Throw some cheese on the floor, then we'll find out.
My goodness. Now, how could you do that to such a nice man?
Every man must defend his home. Mom, America, and apple pie. Not necessarily in that order.
Oh, what's going on down here? Oh, Count, what happened?
That monster, Mr. Woodchuck, attacked me.
Oh, you horrible man!
What's going on up here?
What's going on? We're having a party. Do you know how to rumba?
Yes.
Pick a number.
Julius, darling, I have been waiting for you.
Just exactly what does she mean, Julius, darling?
I told ya, there's something hanky-panky going on.
Why, nothing, my dear. She's merely overwhelmed by my charm.
Does he have the crystal?
Do you mean these?
How did you get it?
Now I've got it.
Have that crystal!
Julius, come back here!
Oh!
Julius, give that back right That does it. I'm going home with you.
Wait a minute. What are we doing? We want him to have the crystal.
So, you thought you could steal my brain, Frankenstein?
Steal your brain?
Yes, whoever has this crystal at 11 o'clock, when his machine goes off, has their brain transferred into his monster.
Natasha! You gave that crystal to me.
It was only a joke, darling.
But don't feel badly, Count. You can have it back.
Oh, I don't want it! Not me. Doctor! Doctor! The machine is going to explode! All the dials are spinning around! Pop, Pop! I did it! I pulled levers and twisted dials, and the machine just blew up. Igor tried to stop me. Pop? Are you all right?
I married your mother because I wanted children. Imagine my disappointment when you arrived.
That's my Pop.
Help your sister.
Oh, Natasha, I think I've had enough of this. A quiet, a restful vacation. Let's leave these crazy people and return to the simple life of Transylvania.
Yes, my sweet. And can you forgive me for my foolish thoughts? I belong only to you.
Of course, my dear, and I promise never to look at another woman ever again.
Well, goodbye, Henry. But where is Henry?
Oh, he's probably fiddling with that monster of his again. He will never give up.
Well, goodbye, if he will not come. And family.
Miriam! Miriam!
Talbot is not the wolfman, and the moon is still in the sky.
Oh, Larry, are you all right? I was so frightened. You were like a wild man.
I feel like a normal human being. It must have been the energy released from the machine. It must have changed me. I'm cured. Miriam, will you marry me?
Yes.
It's all right, my parents.
It's all right with me, as long as he wears a flea collar.
Come, my sweet. Let us fly through the night as we used to.
Oh, but watch out for that tree on your left.
Oh!
And after all the things he said to me.
Mrs. McGonagall, you're a woman that's been getting nothing but dirty breaks. That's all right, we'll clean and tighten your breaks. You'll have to stay in the garage overnight.
Oh, Julius, be nice to Mrs. McGonagall. She has somebody now.
Be nice to Mrs. McGonagall?
Yes, dear.
Very well, my dear. Mrs. McGonagall, I'm going to be nice to you. Haven't a clue how, but I'm going to be nice to you. Well, Ruth, has this vacation been exciting enough for you?
Julius, we came on this vacation to get away from excitement.
Very true, my dear.
You know, dear, after 20 years, I still don't understand you. But I think I'm going to stop trying to change it. Julius, said that be a lesson to marriage. If you can't change it before marriage, you can't change it after.
Well, it's a good thing he's already changed.
Now, my dear, let us lodge with my thieves in the hills. Flee to my lodge in the hills. Mrs. McGonagall, Jr., we got packing to do. Miriam, keep this guy on a leash.
It's wonderful to be me again. The doctor did kill me, even if his experiment was a failure. Igor, where is the doctor?
I don't know. The last time I saw him, he was standing by the mummy case, yelling something about the machine.
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll see him later. I hope he's giving up these wild dreams. Come, Miriam. Let us go for a walk. In the moonlight. Just kidding. Let us go for a walk in the moonlight.
Nobody ever asked me to go for a walk in the moonlight.
Igor, come down here and get me out of these chains. What you mean chaining me in the dungeon? Igor, come down here, must I do everything myself?
Oh my! Whoa! Whoa! My, oh my! Whoa! Oh my! Doctor, have you changed your mind?
No?